New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, all the Macholas, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you had been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
A man fired a gun at least 94 times while targeting his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend during a drive-by shooting Saturday night, according to the Orlando Police Department. As a sergeant was pulling up to the scene, a woman in a silver Chevrolet Malibu told her the victim had already driven himself to the Orlando Regional Medical Center. Police then conducted a traffic stop to get more information, and the woman said that Vincent Lee Howard, the father of her 3-year-old child, had gotten upset at the woman and her current boyfriend. Woman claimed that Howard was jealous of his ex's relationship, even though that she and Howard had been broken up for a while, and Howard is married.
The hell does he care?
Cares about something. Police said Howard drove his wife's black Mercedes to the man's home and fired at least 94 shots.
Jesus.
That is based on the number of shell casings that were found at the scene. The man was outside at the time and had to duck into a shrubbery bush for cover, but was still shot in the left butt cheek, according to the report. Our question, what is the story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
We have a quick comment here. Ted, you were talking about you busted your, broke the seal on your buddy's Packers inflatable chair.
Yeah.
This guy says, hey, man, I once checked in at 356 pounds. Have you ever sat on the toilet seat and crack? Happened to me twice. I'm now about 200 pounds. Hasn't happened since. But if you want motivation to lose weight, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, I guess so, man. Good Lord.
Yeah. Break a chair, especially when you're 3+ pills. It's just horrifying.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Katie. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
So while my best friend was stationed in Italy, I spent a month with her, and we went to the beautiful Cinque Terre coast. And while we were walking the path that takes you in between the cities, it kind of wiggles around, the cliffs. And I said, gosh, look at that white rock up there. That's got to be huge. We'll have to check it out when we get there. So we kept walking along the path. We get close to a huge white rock. And we get there. It wasn't a huge white rock. It was a very large woman sunbathing.
No. How close did you have to get to her before you realized that it was, in fact, a woman sunbathing?
We looked over the edge of the cliff and looked down.
Damn. How big do you think she was, if you had to guess?
I would say 300 pounds.
Really? Well, good for her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, it feels so good when you get some sun on your bare butt.
It does, but other people have to see it. And I'm telling you, having been in Italy, she's either from the U.S., she is from Canada, she is from Ireland, or she is from England, because that is not an Italian woman.
She hiked down there.
Yeah. Or fell.
I mean, there was a little path down to this wide open spot, and she was having a great time. And I said loudly, "Where's the big white rock?" And I think she heard me when I said that.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no.
But look, I don't care who you are. I think most of us would agree that you never want someone to confuse your ass for anything other than your ass. Like, your butt should just look like a butt. It might remind you of something else, but I shouldn't be confused. Look at that big alabaster rock. Oh, I'm sorry, that's your ass. My apologies.
Do you guys remember that story that, what was it, 6-7 years ago when Jane's Addiction played, we did Pain in the Grass for 2 days at the Gorge?
Yeah.
So Perry Farrell, we're going to interview him over the phone because they're promoting the show, blah, 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 blah. So he starts telling the story. I can't remember where they were. They were someplace in like Central America or Mexico or whatever, but it was like the world's largest water slide or some crap, right?
Yeah. It was a water slide.
It was a water slide or something. And I guess there was this portion on it. But either way, he was telling the story, and it scalped his ass.
Yeah. And he said there's nothing you can do.
It took all the skin off the bottom of his butt. Like his vacation was screwed.
But he could feel it all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no way to stop yourself. You're just grinding all the skin off of your butt cheeks, man.
It's like, what? He's like, yeah, man. My kid wanted to go on this slide. Now I have skin on my ass.
When he told that story, it was awesome.
It was.
To us.
That was the only thing I remember about the interview.
Me too.
Instead of what new music you doing, dude? Or blah, 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 blah.
Your skin grow back on your butt.
Exactly. When we were in Vegas.
He was also very nice and much more normal than I expected.
It really was.
Yeah. We were in Vegas for one of these radio conventions, and he was there doing like a speaking engagement or whatever. I walked up to him and I said, "How's your ass, man?" He's like, "From the slide." I'm like, "Yeah, from the slide." Yeah, he's super nice. His wife is from Bellevue as well.
Oh, that's right.
What's a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Tyler. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola! Alrighty. So, me and my brother, we were visiting our parents for Christmas, or some holiday like that. And so, him and I took the job of doing the dishes and so forth. And so, he had decided that he was bored doing dishes, so he started rat-tailing me. And
what is rat-tailing?
So that's where you take a towel, you kind of spin it up, and then you
snapping your ass.
It like whip.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So he decided he was getting bored, so he decided to start doing that. Well, I caught the towel and then flung it back on him right as he was turning away. Well, it got him right between the butt cheeks, and I've never heard a grown man that's 400 pounds go that high.
Oh, man, if you get it right on the butt.
Yeah,
It depends on where you snap that thing off at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you have done it on purpose?
I'm glad that went away.
I don't know if it went away. We're just not in a situation where people are going to snap
room
our
with
ass.
a bunch of dudes anymore.
So that's it's just locker room environments.
Yeah.
Like, we think it went away. I get the feeling my son in a couple of years to tell me, like, I've had my ass snapped like 8 times. Like, you snap them back, man.
See it at the pool every once in a while, someone winding one up. Bap. You know,
You can't
It's just
not.
been a long time since I've done that. Like, just snapped a towel in general.
When's the last time you were on vacation at a pool with another guy?
It's been way too long, Ted. It's been way too long.
That's what I'm thinking. If one of your buddies was with you at a pool, I think you'd still get one.
Probably back to Vegas, and it was 65 degrees, and we went to the pool anyway.
Yeah.
That's probably the last time.
And that had to be done.
What's a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Trish. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, hola.
Hola.
So this is quite a while ago. I was 25 years old, and me and my sister went up to Seattle, and we're gonna get our first tattoos.
All right.
So we go up to Capitol Hill and walk in, and all you can smell is pot. It's just like, holy crap. And we were, we drank, but we didn't do a lot of drugs back then. And so it was like, oh my God. And the guy says, big scary dude, he says, "So what do you want?" And I said, "I want the Rolling Stone lips on my butt." And he goes, "All right, go in that room, take your pants down, roll your underwear into the crack of your ass, and lay down." And I was like, what? So I did. And he commenced giving me my tattoo. But it was crazy.
Well, I mean, look, these guys see it all. If you do tattoos, you have seen things that doctors might, well, you've done things doctors wouldn't even dream of doing. So if you go in, they're probably happy just to hear at your ass and not anything else. They're just like, fine, we've seen it all. Hopefully you're not disgustingly ugly. Because, look, I've walked into tattoo places, and there'll be a guy or chick, doesn't matter, and they're getting their ass tattooed, and I'm just looking at the person who's getting tattooed, and I'm like, this tattoo artist should get, like, double pay for this, man.
You're covered in tattoos. Do you have anything on your butt?
Yeah, nothing on my ass.
You ever thought about getting something like an exit-only sign or slippery when wet or something?
Because, look, here's the thing about a tattoo, and you probably know this now, Trish. You get a tattoo on the back side of you, and not necessarily your ass, but I have a massive one on my back of my neck, and you never see it. You never frickin' see it, right? You can't really celebrate this piece of art that you wanted on your body.
You could put like an M on each cheek, so when you bent over, it said "Mom."
Or if I do it upside down, it says "Wow."
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you forget it's even back there. It's like my husband will say, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, that's right,"
because he sees it.
Yeah, he's seeing it.
He's the one who sees it.
Yeah,
he probably stares at it a lot.
Have you gotten any more tattoos?
Sorry, what was that?
Have you gotten any more tattoos?
Oh yeah, that was the first, and now I have like 12.
All right. How long before you can sit down again? Because being that I haven't gotten one on my ass, I know, you don't, no matter where you get a tattoo, you're not trying to put pressure on it. So, I mean.
Exactly. So we walked around and we went to a couple bars, and I think I got drunk. So I don't remember it hurting that bad. And I just remember the next day waking up and going, what the hell? And it was like, the saran wrap was still on it, and I had to take it off, and I was like, oh my God. But it didn't hurt. I was
going to say, the one part of your body, I would guess, that would probably be the easiest, pain-free wise.
It's got to be your ass.
It's got to be your ass.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, and that's why I did
shoulder's
it. I was
not
like,
bad.
all right, first time, let's do it there.
Well, it's weird because different people have different areas where they think hurts the most. So I got one on my calf, and a buddy that we know knew hotness. He's like, man, I don't know it's going to hurt. And he convinced me it's going to hurt. Didn't hurt. Got one partly on my elbow. Didn't hurt. My ribs, I cannot explain the pain.
My daughter told me that the rib tattoo that she got, man, just absolutely, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's some dumb crap riding crap. Sure. Yeah, it's exactly what you think it is, Ted.
As soon as you said it, I was like, I know who it is, and I know
you know what it is.
Cursive
right.
or something.
Right, something
It
very
hurts
prolific.
Unbelievably. But the same guy that thinks that the elbow hurts, right? Because I'm like, I got my ribs done, and he's like, how was it? I said it was horrible. And the worst thing about it is, so it's two separate tattoos. One ends up being on each rib cage. Both of them I had to go back 2 more times, so 3 times total. And you just sit there, you're in excruciating pain, and, they'll always ask you, how you doing, man? You doing okay? I'm like, no, but just, this sucks. But finish it. But the point I discovered that hurts the most, so he's doing the ribs, and you sort of get numb to it after a while. There's just nothing. Either you're going to finish the tattoo or you're not, right? So you just get through it. You're hating life. You want to punch the guy doing the tattoo, even though you paid him to do exactly this, any place you chose to do it. But he did, what is this? So on this one, all right?
Okay.
The little itty-bitty claw, the nail that comes out of this little line, it is a teeny tiny triangle, but that teeny tiny triangle is on my hip bone. And when this thing hit my hip bone, I was just like, what is going on?
Send like shock through you?
Dude, it is unbelievable. And that one hurt the most. But on my back, as he's doing my back, that one actually didn't bother me too much, but there are spots on your back that kind of hurt. And you can get the pain is pain, right? I wasn't so worried about that because you know what you signed up for. But at one point he's doing it, and I realized as the needle's buzzing over this one nerve, it's just a weird thing, but like I kind of lost the ability to control my own body. All right.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just for like 5 seconds as they're doing this little thing, but like your body kind of goes numb, whatever. So I was like, hey, man. So I'm laying on my stomach, wearing a pair of shorts, and he's doing it. He's like, yeah, all right, you twitched a little. I said, well, yeah, that felt weird. I said, look, I kind of lost body function for a minute. I think I may have pooped myself. And honest to God, I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't know if I just pooped myself. He kind of lifted my shorts for a second. He's like, nah, you're all good. I'm like, all right, carry on.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a weird moment. Like, I just had a grown man check my shorts to see if I pooped myself. But I honestly didn't know.
Well, you're talking about, like, if it's on your butt, nobody's going to see it, or your back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people, like, I know some people in office environments will only get their sleeves down so far.
Sure.
So they can wear, and then, like, for years, Kevin Durant had tattoos, but they were nowhere you could see in a tank top.
Right.
I think now he's got some bigger ones that you can tell, but people are like, oh my God, Kevin Durant has tattoos.
He's in the NBA. Well, like the Yakuza in Japan, right? So in Japan for a while, the only people that had tattoos were the mob. But the mob, if you're smart, does not try to identify itself as being part of the mob, but Yakuza, you still have to get tattooed. So their backs would be done. No one could see, but to the point it would stop at their elbows. So they could wear a short sleeve shirt, but on their chest, this is the thing. Their chest would be divide your chest into thirds, right? They would do it on the right side, do it on the left side, and keep the middle open. They could wear a V-neck. They could wear a button-up. You wouldn't know. Like, it's a whole freaking thing.
Yeah.
Post Malone will not do well there.
He would not do well.
What's a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Joey. Welcome to the men's room.
What's up, fellas?
Hola.
So, me and a couple other buddies were in our wheelers driving around in the snow up in the mountains one night, late at night, and my friend and I are in my Jeep way ahead of everybody, and we get around the corner, and it's, pitch black outside, and we're waiting for them to come up behind us on the trail, and I'm on the CB radio talking to them in the truck behind us. I was like, man, can you guys see the moon from where you're at? And they're like, no, we can't. We're in the trees right now. And I was like, man, well, once you come up around this corner, I was like, you'll see the moon. I said, man, it's real impressive. And as soon as they come around the corner, I jump out and rip my pants down, and I go, "It's a full moon tonight!"
Yeah.
Right as they got their LED lights on their truck, and I mean, my butt is like white, like double barrel milk jug white.
Yeah.
The lights are
I would just
gleaming off of it.
If I was four-wheeling.
It had to be just an aura.
Right. Had a Corona and everything.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, those are good times.
There's something about it. Maybe it's just a guy thing, but there's something very funny to me about showing your buddy your ass when they don't want to.
Especially if you do a tuck.
Oh, God, yeah. If I were a lady. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
The fruit basket.
Right.
My buddy Leon was the first guy to do that to me. I always remember I was eating a bowl of Cheerios. And the way our apartment was laid out, you come down these stairs and you end up in the kitchen. So I'm sitting there, and my back is to these stairs. He's just like, hey, man, if I were a chick, do you have sex with me? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I turn around, and he's tucked his junk away, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, but
God.
when you turn around and bend over, then what you see,
like,
it's
no.
it's like the back of a bull or something.
It is. It's awful.
Yeah. What's a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so I got a buddy. This one's for you, CJ. I don't know if it's or what, but anytime we go camping, wheeling, up in the snow, wherever it is, we got multiple pictures of multiple trips of him doing this, and he'll just drop drawer and crap right in front of anybody.
Why?
Yeah, well, he's just got no shame, I guess. And it's not exactly the fact that he's crapping in front of you. It's his technique. That's why we have pictures and you can't look away. And he likes to tuck everything like he's standing in front of a mirror trying to look like a woman. He tucks everything back, crouches over, and then he just starts pushing.
You're saying you can't take your eyes off of this.
You can't look away. What are you doing, dude? And then to top it off, he's just all calm, gets his toilet paper out, gets a wipe in, pulls it back, folds it, gets another wipe in, pulls it back, folds it. He'll get 3 wipes out of one pull on the toilet paper there.
That's impressive as well.
Let me ask you this. How many times have you witnessed this at this point?
Oh, I mean, fried in my brain, at least 6.
Okay, yeah. So
right.
That's right. Just like that's his thing. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and you go camping with him, you're gonna see it.
Do you ever have to?
How old is this guy?
30.
Okay.
All right.
He's got about 40 more years of doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Do you ever bring like a new person on the camping trip and give them a warning, or do you specifically not give them a warning?
If there was someone new, I would definitely not warn them.
Okay. I appreciate
Yeah.
that you can't say anything. Like, you need to see this for yourself.
Yeah, what is that cutoff? I feel like till about 35, I knew what all my buddies' junk looked like.
Yeah,
It's probably right around there.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I could. I mean, like, look, we sit in the stalls back there, and we can use the bathroom, and we are, like, if those partitions weren't there, we're 2 feet away from each other, 3 feet away from each other. But I could never do it without that partition there.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, that partition makes all the difference. Like, even though we're 2 feet apart, it doesn't really change.
I can hear
anything.
you. I know what's going on.
I'm talking to you, Mike, right? You know, the whole thing, but
It's just strange.
couldn't do it in front of you. You know what I mean?
It's strange looking at any animal, like, or just another person, whatever. Just making eye contact and pooping.
Does your dog make eye contact with you when she poops, or does she look away?
She looks away, and this is just me being me. I make it a point to stare at her when she does it because deep down I find it funny. They look so, I don't know,
They give
look
you the
so
side eye,
nervous.
like, are you looking at me?
Yes, she will give me the side eye like you're still staring at me. And I know how dumb it is, but a couple times a night you take her out, she poops, and I make it a point to just stare at her when she does it.
Because I always make a comment, like the dog can understand it. Dude, you laid it down tonight. Wow. Look at that thing.
Yesterday I had it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I just want to be done with this. She poops, and then I don't know, a piece of string or a piece of grass because it's at night. But there's the dangler, and this dog's doing everything she can to try to get rid of it. And finally, and this is the thing I don't want to happen, she comes to me. And it's like, man, and so I have to finish it for her. And
Like,
yank
help me,
this
Dad.
thing out. Like, come on, man.
What's one is a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
What if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
Relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes: Civil War. Watch now on CuriosityStream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with the dedicated road solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The Advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed.
You get injured, the Advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The men's room is in progress. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Doctors treating a man who had been seriously injured in a road accident were stunned when they spotted something unusual and unexpected on the x-rays. Career criminal Tommy Pulhofer, who had apparently been deliberately run over, had a mobile phone hiding in his anus. The astonished King's College Hospital radiologist who saw the object thought it might be stolen. However, Pulhofer hurled abuse at two police officers who came to question him, calling one of them a lanky C-word. He called one of the officers, who is Asian, a Muslim terrorist. Either way, he told the court that the defendant began to scratch at his left hand and repeatedly dug his nails into his left hand. His teeth touched his hands on 2 occasions. There was blood dripping from the officer's hands while he said, "I've got HIV. I've got AIDS." And when they finally did get him and ended up taking him to the hospital, they did an x-ray. And the phone that was in his anus was not a stolen phone.
It was his?
It was actually his. That's where he kept his phone. Our question, what is the story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Oh. My masterpiece I had going on here is I used to do general contracting. And me and a coworker, we were in this house, and I was mudding inside, and he was doing something outside. Well, I went and locked him out of the slider so he couldn't get into the house, messing with him. So he ended up pulling his pants down and putting it against the sliding glass door. Well, I walked away, and he was still there after a couple minutes. And I had my mud knife. It was about a foot long, 3 inches wide. And I come back to the slider, and he's still there with his butt against the slider. So I fill up my putty knife. I run over, unlock the door, and I fill his entire butt crack.
Ah, yeah.
And then I slammed the slider back, locked it, and then he sat there, and he's just like, he didn't know what to do. So I walked away for a few more minutes, and I could just hear him pounding on the window. Let me in! Let me in!
Yeah, he's going to clean up.
How long before that stuff dries?
Oh, it takes a little while to dry. You got fast and slow stuff, so it takes, 4 to 6 hours to dry.
You should have hit him with the quick-crete.
Yeah, glue them together.
Seal that butt shut.
I'm surprised somebody doesn't do that with, soft concrete. Just put their butt cheeks in it.
Oh, people have.
Leave a print.
People definitely have.
You think so?
People have set up quickcrete just for the express purpose of doing it. I've seen the penis prints. I've seen the butt prints.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, yeah, I mean, they did it for that specific reason.
Okay.
Like, hey, man, I'm going to put my butt in this. Like, knock yourself out, brother.
What is the story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So, my great story that I've got, group of friends and I went up to this cabin for the weekend, just have a party, drink and all that fun stuff. And 2 of our friends, guy and a girl, they disappear into this room for like 2 days. And we're like, hey, we're going to go kick this door down and drag him out here to party with us. Of course, we're all drunk. Kick the door down, we go in there. The girl was on top of him, so he just throws her across the room, and his only defense that he had was to lift his legs up, spread his cheeks out, and yell, "Look at my butthole."
And I'm guessing you left at that point.
Yeah. The girl started crying. One of my friends just started screaming. It was great.
That sounds like a good time.
2 days. That's a long time to be locked up.
Were they in a new relationship?
They weren't in a relationship. The girl was actually dating one of our friend's brothers that was there.
Oh, no. So he knew his girlfriend was in there the entire time with some other guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
That sounds like a horrible weekend. Like all things socially
Yes.
considered. That
is a horrible weekend.
I mean, terrible for him. I had a great time.
Yeah, of course.
No,
Not your problem.
Whatever.
I get that.
That would not be the...
You're lucky nobody got hurt.
God damn, man.
Yeah. Let's go away out of town someplace, and then when we get there, I'll hook up with your friend.
Yeah, I'll take your girlfriend and have sex with her for 2 days.
Right, for 2 days.
It's not even like they snuck behind a bush for 10 minutes and did a quickie. It's like, dude, we're locked in a room. You know what's going on. Right. Oh, here's a nice one for you. Says, I'm a psych nurse. I have a lot of butt stories. But the one that got me the most was when I walked in on a patient washing her hair with diarrhea.
Washing her hair?
Washing her hair with diarrhea.
Oh, no.
Says, quote, "It's perfectly greasy for my hair. Somehow I didn't puke." Yeah.
Oh, my.
I don't, you can't pay me enough to deal with that.
Okay.
It's just.
What hospital is that?
I'll make sure I don't go there. Hello, Cooper. Welcome to the men's room.
Cooper, are you there?
I am.
Hola.
Hola. Sorry, I didn't hear that. I apologize.
No problem.
So my epic little butt story happened here in Washington about 20 years ago. We were on our way to the Gorge for a concert. My buddies and I were in one vehicle. The lady friends were in another, and we were driving over I-90, and I said, "Hey, let's drive by and moon the ladies." So we drive by, we moon the ladies. They decide to moon us back. I was like, jackpot.
Right, that's the goal.
We're driving down. Huh?
So that is always the goal.
Yeah.
Right. So we're driving another 10 miles, and I see a bus, and I say, "Hey, drive past this bus and go all the way down and keep gassing it because I don't want them getting the license plate of my vehicle because my buddy was driving." So we go down, we pass this bus. I drop my butt out the window, go all the way down the bus. About 30 minutes later, we have to stop for gas, or someone's got to go to the bathroom. I forget what. And I go inside to buy something, and I come out, and that bus is in the parking lot, and a bunch of elderly people are coming out of it.
Oh.
Are they giving you a look? Do they remember you?
I felt like there was like, "I know what you did. I remember you," but they couldn't see my face. They only
That's
saw
what I was
my
going to
butt.
say. I mean, yeah, they're only seeing your butt. So.
I recognize that butt through the jeans.
Look at that, Mary. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, I've never mooned an old person. I mean, it's not a bucket list item. It just never crossed my mind.
That's kind of incidental mooning an old person, though.
Like they happen to be there. Like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. That butt wasn't for you. That was for the 8 people behind you." But
Yeah, it's like the guy that mooned the train in the river.
Exactly. Oh, you're eating dinner.
That's a strong move, though. I like that.
I like that.
What's a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
I mean, this is sad. Actually, I can't say this. I was getting her to say, "Man, when I think of butts, I think of this one person." That's not true. I think of an entirely different person. However, on the negative end of the spectrum, just walking into work years ago here at the station, man, and this chick, she was on 8th Avenue in downtown, and this is before 8th Avenue got redeveloped by Amazon or whoever. So there's nothing there. It's like an old car parking lot, an abandoned motel, and maybe like Enterprise or something. So she's leaned up against the building. No big deal. Junkies everywhere. The thing was, she had her pants down to her ankles and her needle sticking out of her just pasty, veiny butt, man. And I walk by, and it's one of those things where I'm like, this is my version of a good Samaritan. Walk back there like, hey, lady. She turns around, and her ass is just hanging out. And this is not visually stimulating for me. I understand this. It's like looking at a pile of vomit. It just happens to be her butt. And I'm like, hey, look, I don't care what your deal is. Everyone's got a sob story, but your needle's hanging out of your ass. You should probably pull that out and pull your pants up. And she's out of it, man. So she's just like, okay, thank you. And then walked into work, but the image of her horrible ass.
Is stopping at a bagel?
Still, no.
Oh, okay.
Last time I went to get a bagel at the place before they knocked that down, I'm on the phone and I'm outside of the bagel shop and walk around the corner. There's just a little alley there. And as I'm on the phone, this homeless dude comes around. First of all, his penis is already in his hand because he's about to pee. And so there's nothing I can do about it. He just turns the corner and he is there. And it looked like one of those uncooked kind of gray hot dogs you used to get back in the day. I remember that. And because I'm on the phone, I don't want to say anything to him. I just point, like turn around, go somewhere else. And he did, but he was still going to pee, but like now his ass is hanging out. And it may have been the hairiest ass ever. And I'm like, I'm waiting on food, man. You know, like I see that, then I walk in, it's like, here's your everything bagel. And as I'm looking at this bagel with poppy seeds and all the other
just
stuff.
Just give it to him.
I'm like, this looks like the ass I just saw. No one's ass.
Old hot dog.
Dude, seriously,
like the chicken dog, the turkey dog.
I'm not even kidding. I mean, it was just like, oh my God.
What's a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK. It doesn't look like the bananas in the refrigerator.
No.
There's a banana in our refrigerator?
It was yesterday.
It shouldn't have been.
No.
Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Boo, bitches!
Boo!
Okay, so a few years back, we were leaving the fireworks show down at Myrtle Edwards Park, and my little brother had just got his license.
All right.
And so he's like, Mom, can I drive? Can I drive? I was like, okay. Or she's, okay. Well, he was in the car following us. And we're in like this station wagon thing, and I know he's right behind us. And I just couldn't resist. We're coming up I-5, and I'm in the back seat. I'm like, look at my buddy. I'm like, I'm going to do it. And I just put my butt against that window and drug it back and forth. Like, and I'm looking back at him, and he's trying to look away, but he doesn't want to take his eyes off the road because he's literally just learned how to drive.
I'm glad you didn't lead him to an accident.
All over his face.
I was hoping you told me you looked up and it wasn't him.
Or he wrecked the car.
Right. It was somebody else entirely.
I look back, and he's literally, I got my butt pressed against that window, and he's looking, but he's not looking, and he's looking, but he's not looking.
But he has to look, man. Yeah. Eyes on the road.
Look, like he was afraid to take his eyes off the road, so he's constantly looking forward, and I'm literally making the squeegee sound with my butt cheeks on the window.
What did your mom think?
She didn't even notice.
Okay.
Yep, of course. Yeah. Of course.
What's a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
I will say, when I was in high school, my buddy dated a girl that she was super cool and everything, but she was famous for how nice her butt was.
All right.
And I remember me and another friend, this is like a couple years later, we're in Old Navy, and we're looking down the aisle, and I just go, damn, it's a nice butt. Almost reminds me of what, blah, blah, blah. She turned around. It was her.
It was her?
Really?
I mean, you could recognize it from wherever.
Do you think that people who have really nice butts know?
Yeah. People tell them.
Right. People tell them. Even if they don't.
Right, okay.
I think they take it for granted because it's just part of your body. But when everyone that you meet, everybody says, hey,
But you don't normally say that out loud to somebody.
You don't, but there are people where you're like, I don't know you. You don't know me. You might want to.
There's an
understanding. My God.
There's an understanding when you smile, when you look at them like, hey, how you doing? You're thinking, you got a great butt. But you never really say, you got a great butt.
I think there are people that we know they know. There's someone who may or may not work in this building that I've never seen an ass like this in my life. It is just the single most gorgeous.
Are they a smoker?
No.
No, they are not. But
they're a smoke show.
Everyone knows this ass.
You got to text me next time you're down there.
It's an elusive ass.
It is. You don't see
most
much.
of them
are.
It's like Bigfoot, man. But when you see
it's like a cougar. They're there.
It is there, right?
You just don't see it very often.
Maybe
never.
But they always wear something long.
Mm-hmm.
And we are they're probably doing this because people like us, and you can't not look at this. And it's not even like you're trying to leer. It's just like, look, in the world of perfection, right? This defies opinion. This is factually the greatest ass on the face of this planet. Mm-hmm. And credit to you, man. And I feel that this person probably does know.
You think they know?
Just because of the choice of clothing that they wear. They generally do what they can to cover it up. And that still doesn't work. You can put a tablecloth over a table. I still know the table's under, and I can tell the shape of the table. You've just covered it with something extra.
Have you guys seen the leggings where the seam goes up the back?
Yes.
Have you seen those?
Mm-hmm.
Ted's like,
yeah. Wow.
I bet Ted saw it before any of us.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like butts get, I feel like you're more likely to hear somebody comment out loud on somebody's butt
than their boobs or their face or anything else, right?
Okay.
Right. So, if you're going to go anywhere, you probably go to the butt well.
Yeah, I had a buddy that used to drive around, and he would hang out in his car and go, hey, fat butt.
What about your buddy who used to live in the apartment, the guy down the hallway? Did he know he had a great butt?
Oh, yeah. For a man?
Yeah. Did he know?
Yeah.
All right.
I remember Ted's like, hey, man, I met this guy. Lives in my apartment. Real great guy, man. We smoke
Awesome
weed
dude.
together.
Yeah.
Real nice guy. And
check out his ass.
And Ted's like, you got to see his ass. I was like, what? Ted's like, look, I know how this sounds. You got to see this guy's ass. Sounds ridiculous. I'm like, come on, man. So I meet this guy, and I remember, I'm like, that dude has a great ass.
It's just weird because he had like hips, which is just generally dudes. You know what I mean?
He also had a
You
bit of
get,
a mustache.
You get
but-
like beer bellies and this and that. He just for whatever reason he just had more butt and hips like a woman would.
What show were you guys at? Was it you and Castle that went to see like Alter Bridge? Who was?
It was Alter Bridge.
It was Alter Bridge the Moor.
It was Alter Bridge, yeah. And yeah, it was the Moor. And Castle and I are picking up we get to the show a little bit late, right? We just get there a little bit late, but we get the tickets. We get inside the Moore Theater, but the show has already started. And keep in mind, we had just talked to Miles Kennedy and the guys in Alter Bridge like a week before down in Vegas.
down in Vegas for the...
So you feel like big time when you walk into this joint as we have tickets right up front, or maybe 3 to 5 rows back. But we're up close, and as we're walking down there, I remember Miles Kennedy even gives us a look like, oh, hey, what's up, fellas? We're feeling good. Then Castle nudges me, and he points. And there is this slender blonde chick standing. She's obviously next to the seats we had, all right? Slender blonde chick, and her locks are flowing down her back, wearing these tight jeans, and we're both like,
look at that ass.
Yeah. So, the show's going on, so we can't, like, verbally communicate, but it is clear what we are both thinking. And we get to our row, man. We got to cut through. Excuse me. We get to our seats, and I just cannot wait to see what this chick looks like. And this is what I hear. Put on. What's up, gangly gangster? It's goddamn Ricker these We're like, what are you doing? Great ass. We even told him, like, Ricker, you're disappointed. What you talking about, broski? I'm like, we thought you were some hot chick. He's like, man, sorry to ruin it for you, bro. I'm like, you have no idea. It was jarring.
You guys were staring at Ricker's ass for like 5 minutes. Look at that hot ass.
I don't know what this chick looks like. Put on. Like, Jesus, man. It's like waking up out of a dream of cold water. It's like, God damn. I was like mad at him. It's like, broski, you can't be. I'm like, man, I know I have no reason to be angry with you. It's not like you set us up, but I'm angry that it's you. You feel me? Like, I'm not mad at you, but I'm mad that it's you.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Sorry, Miles, I'm going to call you out. But years ago, we were walking like the gym or something. Like, I call people at baseball games, every fly ball, they're jumping up. They're early jumpers. Mm-hmm. So Miles tends to be an early jumper of just like, look, a chick.
Right.
And I remember just being like, something don't seem right. Like, the closer we get, I was like, you still think his butt's nice, Miles?
Hey, look, man. Nice butt's a nice butt. I give you props. I give you that, brother. Great ass. What's a story that involves someone's butt? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. So guys, I got to prepare you. This is probably one of the funniest episodes that ever happened in my life. About 20 years ago, I was in school to become a paramedic, was doing rounds at a trauma hospital in Norfolk, Virginia, and about midnight, a guy came in, was in the trauma bay, severe abdominal pains. I mean, they couldn't figure out test after test after test. They finally did x-rays on this guy, and the trauma surgeon threw the x-rays up on that the light thing there in the room, and everybody could see, obviously, that this gentleman had a vibrator inside. And not to be outdone, that's not the funny part. The doctor looks at the guy, as serious as possible, and says, do you want me to remove it or change the battery?
Oh, damn.
Wow. So the guy he just comes in with abdominal pain but won't tell the doctor that he stuck something up his rectum? Like, for me, when you're there, when you're in that kind of condition, look, I'm at the hospital for a reason. You got to get this thing out of me.
But even more than that, they're going to do an x-ray. Yeah, they're going to see what it is, man. You might as well just tell them, like, hey, I got a sex toy in my butt.
Yeah, there were 11 of us in the room, and we just lost it.
Did they do surgery and take it out that night?
Oh, he did end up getting it taken out shortly thereafter, but at that moment, I mean, nobody could stand in there for several minutes with a straight face. We were just dying of laughter.
I'm assuming you got to knock somebody out to go up in there and get that out. Just based on the colonoscopy of being knocked out. Like,
Yes, it's actually an open surgery. You have to knock the person out because you either have to cut them open or go up through, in through the outdoor.
Are you glad that you are not a trauma doctor?
Oh, you betcha. I'll take the street work any day.
I can believe that. As we comb through news stories, and again, and I just go back to look, I'm glad these doctors are qualified to do what they do, but how many times a day does a doctor ask themselves, why am I doing this for a living? Even if it's someone like me that rolls in with that thing on my ass, right?
Do you ever take medication?
No.
Oh, man.
But I mean, just the fact that a doctor has to stare at someone's butt and there's something untowardly about it. Like, you went to school for 8 years and your payoff is to look at a lump on my butt.
I can't remember what the deal was on. It was something that I was getting surgery on the backside, but I used to take an suppository, right? So and also, well, there's a couple different things, but the pills were pretty large, right? But I swear to you, there's like this point back there where it's like the vacuum tube at the bank.
It just takes it from you.
Like you feel like you're just trying a little bit to push, also, and it's gone. I mean, it's just gone. You know what I mean? You're like, wow. It's so I can.
You sound like with a sex toy, feasibly.
Right, something maybe smaller, I can understand losing. Right. Something big, but I know for a fact, man, once that thing decides to take it, it's just like,
give me that.
Yeah,
that's what happened with me in the ice cube. I just got stuck in the in-between zone.
Was this a sexual thing?
Yeah, thought I was into it.
Was this your suggestion?
Yes.
You were going to put it up in yourself?
No. I was going to have her. Well, I did have her do it.
Do you have to wait for it to melt?
That's basically what happened. Well, not all the way. Eventually, I released.
What did you do? You go, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, and I just froze. No pun intended.
Right.
But we had some stupid thing with cards or dice, and I was like, I'm a freak.
Well, you put an ice cream on my butt?
That was one of the cards or something. I was like, let's do this. And then it was just like, no. And then I just kind of clinched and got stuck there for a minute.
So now it's just freezing on the inside.
Yeah, eventually it came out. But I've tried it twice, and it's not with ice cubes. There was another thing, right? And it was just this is it. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm ready for the ultimate pleasure.
Right.
What is the story?
Wait, when the ice cubes, is it like holding ice in your mouth where you start getting an ice cream headache? I mean, does it affect other parts? Oh, man, my bladder's getting cold.
Kind of Miles is saying, how there's just a certain point where it goes. So I think I was at that point, and I don't know, trust me, I'll probably do it again someday. Just I'm into this, but I just froze and just was
I've never tried this.
And then I'm just on the side of the bed.
Mike, you ever put an ice cube in there? No. Okay.
Well, don't start with an ice cube. Start with a fingertip.
Oh.
I see.
It'll work your way up to that.
I was very confident that night, too.
What is the story that involves someone's butt? You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.